Hi everybody, this is Donnie Vaughn of the Marketing Twins. I'm going to show you this tutorial on how to update the blog. This might take two sessions, I'm not really sure. So we'll start off and see how much time we have to complete this. Okay, so at your website, up here at the top navigation, we have the word blog. So we're going to click on that just to see how this looks as it is. Right now I have a blog post in there from Susan, that's the most recent one. And then after that, you have Jeannie, I believe, and then it goes down, Louise, etc. The way the blog is set up, there's a couple different things about it. Number one, the picture that is here, this comes from this name right here. We have, and I'll show you this, set it up so that you can set up who the author of the blog is. And in this case, this particular blog post was written by Susan. When we indicate who the author is, that will automatically populate her photo. And that's how we've set the blog up. That's how it was designed to be able to showcase the different photos. Here, you can add additional photos in the blog post. You're going to have to be careful because we already have this one picture that's in there. So right now we just have the photos that are tied to the contributor's name. So again, if for instance, I'll use Jordan as an example. If Jordan wanted to change his photo, let's say he shaved his mustache and goatee here and wanted to have a different look. Well, Jordan would need to submit to me a photo so I could change that, kind of on a back end thing. It wouldn't be anything that you guys would need to deal with, but it would be a change. If we had a new blog contributor, we would need to get their name and their photo. So that is how that is. If you're wondering, how do we put this picture in the blog post? It's kind of done on the back end of things. Second thing, the way we've set up the blog is we wanted to be able to showcase several blog posts on this homepage, and we've done that here. But if we showcase the entire blog post all on there, this would go on for a long time because some of these blog posts are written rather lengthy. So each of these blog post entries have a little section here, and I'll show you how we do that, where you can click Read More. And when you click on Read More, it actually takes you to the individual blog post. Where if you think about this, is that what we were looking at earlier was the blog, which is just a running list of articles. This is the actual post that Susan wrote, and it gives you the entire post. Okay, so this way it keeps it, I'm going to just use my backspace, it keeps a shorter version here, and then kind of truncates it, if you will, and allows you to read more by going there. Again, some of these are a little longer than others, and so I'll show you how that's going to work. We're going to take this into two different tutorials just so you'll see this, but that's something that you want to be careful about as we're writing these. You can write pretty long blog posts if you want. I would just highly recommend you truncate it at a decent time, and sometimes it's just playing around and figuring out where the best place to do that is. You can see kind of generally after about the third paragraph was where we do that at, and that way they all kind of have a similar style. I would also caution you about writing too long of one blog post. So like for instance, Susan's here is a really good length, I think, because it's just long enough to have a lot of good details in it, but it's not too long. It's long enough to be able to truncate it. I think we truncated it right here, right after this punctuation, after the word what, so that in order to read more to get the rest of this story, you had to click on the read more from the blog, which brings you to the single blog post here. But if this had gone on for a long time, then you have to be careful about people's ability to sit and read that. What I would recommend is if you have a lot on your mind and you want to share it, you might consider writing a series and having a two-part blog series. And you could put your title here and put -part 1 and then have part 2 a few days later, that kind of thing. So that would be my recommendation, is to, if you're going to have a longer blog post than what Susan has here, is to consider breaking them up into part 1s and part 2s. All right, so that's a little bit of the back end of how, or kind of how the process works from a blog standpoint. So the next tutorial we're going to do is to actually show you how we take a blog post from a Microsoft Word document and actually get it onto the website. So you should be able to click on the screen now to see part 2.